Well, hello, friends. This is pro-life leader Frank Pavone, and I'm bringing you now my daily diary segment for the following days: Thursday, the 19th of June, Friday, the 20th, and Saturday, the 21st of June, 2025. What did I do? So 4 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, the 19th, a car picked me up at my headquarters, and we went to the Orlando airport. I was there to catch a 6:25 flight to Kansas City. On the plane, because it was pretty early, I rested a bit, and then I did a little work as we were getting closer to Kansas City. I was going there for the National Right to Life Convention. On my emails, working on my way there, and also in between the other events I'm going to tell you about, I dealt with topics such as upcoming articles for publication, our flip books, making books, booklets, and brochures available to you in a digital read online sort of way. Production meetings, communicating with staff about that. Those are the meetings in which we decide what new books, publications, and brochures we're going to create. Follow up on our election training call. Follow up on the call in regard to the state leaders with the ballot initiatives. Invitations for me and other members of the team. Publicizing our interviews, arranging plans with one of our staff that calls our upper donors, an administrative call being planned, action alerts, planning for the 115 Forum of Leaders, and a letter to the Pope that we're sending on behalf of Rachel's Vineyard, which he has been in support of prior to becoming Pope. I landed there in Kansas City on Thursday the 19th. And I was picked up by the CEO and chairman of Bott Radio Network. This is a major Christian network that airs on many different stations in many different states. We produce pro-life programming for them and have done so for decades. They have been friends for decades. And Mr. Rich Bott and I had a good conversation in the car on the way to his headquarters, which just so happened to be very close to the hotel where the National Right to Life Convention was about to be held. We spoke on the phone with Mr. Dick Bott, who is the founder of the Bott Radio. Really great to reconnect with him. And then I got to their headquarters and was given a tour of the facility and got to meet all the different staff people working there, people that, some of whom we've met before, but all of whom know of us because of our interaction with Bott Radio Network. We had a good meeting, good substantial conversation there. And then we did a taping, about a half-hour program with Rich Bott. We went into the studio, we taped that, was going to be aired in a couple of days and then was. And we talked about the pro-life movement. We talked about what has to happen next in this fight to protect the unborn. After all of this, Rich took me over to the hotel nearby where the National Right to Life Convention was getting underway. I checked in to the hotel. Then I checked in with my staff, and I did some work right there in the hotel room. And then I went down and started networking with the different leaders who were beginning to arrive. The National Right to Life Committee was having its board meeting, actually. But I was talking with different board members as they were coming in and out of the meeting, and got a good chance to catch up with a lot of them, again, who have been friends and colleagues for many years. Had dinner there in the hotel, and actually, I should say I had a late lunch first, and then some more networking, and then eventually a dinner meeting. Again, the pro-lifers started arriving in the late afternoon hours and early evening, and I connected with them. Most of these people I know and have known for years, and certainly they know of us and our work. Okay, so that was Thursday the 19th. Friday the 20th, the conference got right underway early in the morning. Now, I started out with breakfast early, at 6:30 when it opened there in the hotel. Again, already networking with people that I was seeing as they were coming in, had breakfast with some of the leaders. Then at 7:30, I hopped on the computer and connected with my staff for the morning briefing. We were an hour behind them. They met at 8:30. I was on Central Time. So we talked with the staff, and then I had a number of meetings right after the general briefing. Had a meeting with some of the team that handles scheduling of broadcasting for the following week. Had a meeting in regard to the technology department, and we were interacting with various other staff to get the work of the day underway. Then I went downstairs as the meetings of the convention were starting to happen. We had a big general session at 9 o'clock about lawfare, and I was able to greet Todd Starnes. Many of you know Todd from television and radio, and we know each other, and it was great to greet one another. He signed one of his books for me. And we, again, networked with all the people who were there for the presentation at which he was one of the speakers. Networked in the hallway. All the exhibit tables were set up, and I went to each and every one, having good conversations with the people there. Again, all of whom I know. Then I had to connect again with my staff. I had 11:30 in the morning an administrative phone call with our executive director and our vice chairman. We do these every week, and we got planning some administrative things. And when I was finished talking with them, I went back downstairs for the Champions Luncheon, as it was called. At this luncheon, we had Senator Pete Ricketts from Nebraska and various other speakers there, dignitaries. Again, I was interacting with all the pro-life people there for the conference, and it was a beautiful luncheon together. Luncheon was finished. Plenty of networking there in the room, out in the hallway, in the exhibit area, in the next rooms where the presentations were starting to take place. And then I went back up to my room because I had a scheduled interview. So I hopped onto a Zoom interview for a national program at 2:30 and was on until about 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, I had a meeting with some of my staff members about the process of digitizing our products, making them available to you as books you can read on the computer. When I got finished with that, it was time to go back downstairs and interact with the various leaders. I had a dinner meeting with the chairman of the board of National Right to Life. She is also the head of Florida Right to Life, and so we had a lot to catch up on, and we did that by means of a dinner meeting, after which we went right back into networking with all the participants in the conference and taking part in an evening session which dealt with artificial intelligence and how we can use that for the pro-life movement. We make strong use of it here at our office and among our staff, and yes, it can help the movement quite a bit. So that was the evening session, after which I interacted with more of the leaders and then got together with a bunch of them from Indiana, and we went out into the lobby area there and just had a good hour or so of friendly conversation and catching up, and really it was high energy gathering among friends. That day also, in between the various coming and going that I just described, between my desk in my hotel room and the activities of the conference, I had a few other topics to deal with via email, such as our backup strategy, talking with our technology people, approval of email blasts going out, communication with one of the key conservative judicial commentators who was on that interview with me that I mentioned. Let's see. There's a nominee. There's a pro-life leader that I was asked to nominate for a conservative gathering of which I'm a member, and he wanted to become a member, so I took care of that. Some planning for upcoming interviews. Communication with our communications director about an upcoming op-ed that we're going to publish, and a special email we're going to send out about how you can support Priests for Life in your estate planning and your will, etc. So those were some of the things I dealt with, but with desk work. By the time those evening sessions and networking were finished, it was pretty late, and I was ready for a good night's sleep. And then finally, Saturday the 21st, the convention of the National Right to Life Committee continued full force. Again, I went down for the 6:30 a.m. Breakfast. Came back and did some more work at my office. Had a lot of, at my desk in the hotel, and it was kind of like a traveling office. Had a lot of things to catch up on, emails to send, people to follow up with, work to prepare for the staff. And so I did an hour or so, 2 hours or so of that work, and then the general session didn't begin until 9:30. So people started gathering. I went down there somewhat before that, as again the exhibit tables were opening up and the people were gathering to hear the first presentation. Networked with all the leaders, all the speakers, everybody, and then listened intently to the presentation, which was a panel discussion from states where we won against the pro-aborts in the ballot measures that were on the ballot this past November. In Florida, my state where I'm living, was among them that defeated these terrible amendments. So it was a great discussion about all that, and sort of a kind of a celebratory tone to it as well, thanking God for the victories and reflecting on what worked and how we achieved those victories. So there was that session. And then the other sessions began, and I was spending time, again, simply networking with all the participants. Did go back to my desk, did a little bit of more work. I had to have some communications with Men for Life. They were going to interview me pretty soon on their podcast. I talked about some editing for some upcoming broadcasts, and then selected some dates for our next election call and also Good Shepherd seminar, the online training for clergy. Took care of that from my desk. Went back downstairs, had lunch with the South Dakota delegation, including a gentleman there who's a state legislator who's running for governor of South Dakota. We compared notes. I've been out to South Dakota, of course, various times over the years, and had some good interaction with these people before they started to head back, some of them to head back home. After that good networking lunch, we went back into the networking area. I interacted again with all these different leaders, had a lot of side conversations with people that wanted to know more about what we were doing and how we could help them. Really, really fruitful conversations, lots of them. And then as the afternoon went on, 3:45, there was a general session. I had a chance to talk with Dr. David Prentice, a respected pro-life scientist, and then attended the panel that he led about a new group called SALT, Science Alliance for Life and Technology. You'll be hearing more about that. We'll have him on one of our programs. Spoke with him and some of the other presenters there. All of that went until 5 p.m. Then there were church services after that. So I lingered around, networked, continued to talk with the different pro-life leaders. Some of them were arranging to invite me to come and speak at their gatherings. Others were doing other kinds of conversations. And I was able to greet Archbishop Joseph Naumann, Archbishop Emeritus of Kansas City, Kansas. And he arrived in order to do the Mass there that night. And I said hello to him. We'd known each other, of course, for many years. And we knew him from before he became a bishop, actually. He was a Respect Life coordinator, and Priests for Life interacted with him, as we did with all the nationwide pro-life coordinators of the various dioceses. Then I had to go back up to my room because at 6:45, I came onto a Zoom call live for the Montanans for Life. Out in Montana, they were having a big Celebrate Life fundraiser, and they wanted me to greet the crowd. So I got on for about 15 minutes on a live Zoom call, gave them an inspiring message for which they were very grateful. And after I gave that message, then it was time, 7 o'clock, to go back downstairs and start participating in the cocktail hour, during which, again, I spoke with a lot of great pro-life people that were there, and which then led into the evening gala, a big dinner. Now, and during that afternoon time where I was networking, I had sat down with a young man, Joshua Klein, and his grandfathers who were there, both of them. And we had a great conversation. They were all from Rhode Island, and he ended up winning the oratory contest. And during the banquet, he gave a really, really powerful, inspiring speech. And I congratulated him, and we talked about him coming on to one of our broadcasts and me going back up there to Rhode Island and things like that. So the gala was fantastic. That was from 8 till about 10:15. I was sitting with the Iowa delegation, and we had some great conversations. It just so happened that that same day there was an Iowa March for Life, for which I had taped a video message, and we were talking a lot about Iowa and the pro-life efforts there and how we can help them. And that's what I did, the 19th, 20th, and 21st of June of 2025. Let's help and encourage each other. I pray that all your work, all your activity, all your time is bearing fruit for the kingdom of God and for the culture of life. Let's stay closely connected as we work to build that culture of life. Thanks for your support for all that we do. We will keep doing it. Let's work together to end abortion. God bless you.
Hello, this is Father David Begany. Like many priests, I receive a lot of encouragement and insights for my pro-life work from the Ministry of Priests for Life. This ministry speaks up for the unborn on television and radio, in conferences with pastors and with government leaders. But to accomplish all this work, the Priests for Life team relies on the donations of individuals like you who believe in this cause and want to help to save lives. May I ask you to support Priests for Life generously? Go today to prolifegift.org and give us as generous a gift as you can. Thank you in advance, and be assured of our daily prayers for you.